Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another few important keywords of medical terminology, or you can say the root word of medical terminology, which we can learn in order to identify the complete meaning of terminology in a easy way. Okay, so we will proceed in the same way. Firstly, I'll explain you the meaning of some of the medical terminology root word, and then we will explore some of their relative examples, because examples are something that will help you for a longer way to recall the concept in your interviews and exam. Okay, now next what we are going to do here is we will also see couple of questions, because to help you to prepare well for the interviews, what I'll do, I'll provide you some interview question in the end of the session, and those who will those who are preparing for interviews or exam, they can simply answer those questions. It will help them to recall the topic. Okay, fine. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Alright, so let's get started. The first term that we will discuss here is the root word, because I'm sure most of you are new to this video or this series. So just for them, a root word is a word of a medical terminology which provides us the core meaning of that terminology. Okay, so you can see it contains the actual meaning. The word that holds the actual meaning of the terminology is root word. So you can say it takes all it contains almost 90% of information of the actual word. Okay, now the next thing is, can it be placed in the beginning of the word? Yes, for sure. Don't get confused here, because root word can be at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end also. Okay, so don't get confused between root word and prefix. They are almost same. Not same, they can be at the same place. Okay, but the meaning are completely different, because root word always focus on the body part or organs system. Clear? Okay, so let's see the first root word. So first root word we have is trache or tracheo. Trache or tracheo, that is denoting the windpipe. So if the discussion is regarding the windpipe, then in that case we will use the terminology root word as trache, either trache or tracheo. For example, tracheostomy. Tracheostomy. Tracheostomy means airway opening in the neck. So for any medical treatment, if airway is opened in the neck, then in that case the entire process is known as tracheostomy, where trache is a root word. Okay, similarly we have next example, which is tracheotomy. Okay, so just look at carefully. Here we have ostomy, here we have otomy. Both are completely different, because in case of tracheotomy, windpipe is cut for the emergency condition. Okay, so this is called tracheotomy, this is called tracheostomy. Next we have uro or urino. That means urine. So if something is related to the urine, then in that case the terminology would contain the root word as uro or urino. Example, urology. Okay, a urologist, if it is urologist, you can say that it is related to urine doctor, and if it is a urology, that means it is a study of urine. Or urology is also a kind of department where the treatment is procedured for the urine related diseases. Clear? Likewise we have urinalysis. Urinalysis means urine test. Okay, so like for a normal checkup also, sometime like a lab assistant takes a urine sample to test the urine. Okay, so that kind of analysis is known as urinalysis. Okay, then we have next is vaso or vasculo. That comes with the meaning of vessel. Okay, so its name is also related to that, so it denotes the vessel. For example, vascular construction. That is denoting the meaning as vessel narrowing. Vasoconstriction means vessel narrowing. Similarly, have vasculitis. Vasculitis means vessel inflammation. Okay, so for any medical reason, if a vessel is inflamed, then in that case the terminology will be utilized as vessel inflammation. Next is psycho, which is denoting the mind. So if thing is related to mind, then we will find the root word as psyche or psycho. For example, psychiatry. Psychiatry means mind health field. Okay, so whenever, like, you might have heard about psychiatrist, psychology, right? So these all words is related to mind. That's why we are using the terminology that is psychiatry. This is a complete terminology, and here we have suffix root word as psych or psycho. Okay, similarly we have another example, that is psychosis. Psychosis means severe mental disorder. Yes, so if a patient is suffering from severe mental disorder, then in that case we can use the terminology that is psychosis, which is composed of the root word that is psyche or psycho. Clear? Now the next thing is we have is viscer or viscero, which denotes the organs. So you can see here visceral pains mean deep organ pain. So if a patient is suffering from a deep organ pain, then that thing is denoted with the viscer or viscero. That thing is denoted with the visceral pain, where the root word is viscer or viscero. Similarly, we have visceromegale. Visceromegale means enlarged internal organs. So if the internal organs are enlarged, then in that case we will use the term visceromegale. Okay, now we have few more root word which contains pedo or podo, which is related to foot. Okay, so if something is related to foot, then you will find the root word as pedo or podo. For example, podiatrist. Podiatrist means foot doctor. So if a doctor is treating the disease related to foot, then that kind of doctor is termed as podiatrist, which is a foot doctor. And second example we have is pedal pulse. Pedal pulse means foot pulse. Okay, so it's a foot pulse. Now we have next thing, that is phlebo, veno. Phlebo or veno. These are related to the vein, as its name suggests. Okay, so vein. So if, for example, phlebitis means vein inflammation. So if you see an inflamed vein in a body, then we will call it as a vein inflammation, phlebitis. Next we have venous return. Venous return means blood back to heart. It's not directly related, so maybe you can skip it for now. I'll let you know maybe in the next session. For now you can just skip it. But the meaning of venous return is it's a related to vein, that's why like I kept it here. So venous return means blood back to heart. Next we have is prostate or prostato, that is denoting the prostate. For example, prostatitis. Prostatitis means prostate swelling. Similarly, we have prostatectomy. Prostatectomy means prostate removal. So for any medical reason, if the prostate is removed, then this thing is known as prostatectomy. Next we have splen or spleno, which is denoting spleen or spleen. For example, splenectomy. Splenectomy means spleen removal. So if a spleen is removed, it is called splenectomy. Ectomy, but like wherever you will find ectomy, you will find the meaning as removal, and that is why we are calling that. We are saying that if you know the actual meaning, that is root word, then you can easily use the prefix suffix to identify the meaning. Okay. Next we have splenomegaly. Splenomegaly means enlarged spleen. Okay, so if a spleen is enlarged, then we will call it as a spleen enlarged. Next we have tonsil or tonsillo, which is a commonly used term. I'm sure most of you already know the meaning. So tonsils, for example, tonsillectomy. Tonsillectomy means tonsil removal. So for the treatment, if tonsil is removed, it is called tonsil removal, tonsillectomy. So tonsillectomy is a complete terminology where tonsil is the root word. Likewise, we have tonsillitis. Tonsillitis means swollen tonsils. Okay. Alright, so I think now we are good with these all root word. Now in the next session we will discuss more thing, but for today there is one question for all of you, and the question is, what is the meaning of kerato or kerat root word in medical terminology? I'm sure like most of you already know the answer of this question, so please do share your knowledge in the comment section. In case if you don't know the answer, then please refer the previous session. There we have already discussed it in detail. From there you can simply learn this thing, and then you can share your knowledge. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.